Alright guys, welcome back to the channel. As usual, back with some latest regarding our team, Coach Shell, the players and everything in between. And yesterday we saw some interesting games go down in the UEFA Champions League, but sadly enough, we didn't have any Super Eagles player, that actually performed. But today we have a game that we are looking forward to, and hopefully maybe we get to see, some of our players take the center stage. For example, we have Ademola Lookman's Atlanta and Rafael Onyedika's Club Brugge locking horns tonight in the UEFA Champions League. It's a double leg fixture, so tonight is not going to be the decider. They obviously need to play the second leg, but it's going to be very interesting. Ademola Lookman, of course, a bit too early for him to return for this game, so we expect him to miss out again uh, for that match. But Onyedika is definitely going to make an appearance because he's such a key player for this team. He's always been played every single time that he is fit, so a big advantage for them for that. But also, we saw some really interesting thing happen yesterday at the Galatasaray training center involving Victor Osimhen and his teammates Lucas Torreira, who's a teammate of Victor Osimhen, had a really big birthday bash that he threw, and then invited all of his teammates. Osimhen was also in attendance as well, and the birthday is really expensive. I have some of the clips here, so I'm just going to attach it so you can watch and enjoy yourself. But I might remove the music to it because of copyright issues, and just add a copyright free music in the background. So that's about all of the clips from the bash, and I'm sure you can agree with me that this bash is, really exotic and expensive. And I'm just wondering how much, Lucas Torreira could have spent on organizing that bash. Uh, a lot of money, I'm sure. Probably a few thousand euros for that one. But the important thing is the man is obviously happy. He got to celebrate with his friends, teammates, and his coach as well. Okan Buruk was also in attendance. So, uh, I mean, what more could he ask for? His coach to attend his birthday is one of the best things that could happen. But that one is done, and they obviously have to go back to training today to prepare for their game against AZ Alkmaar in the Europa League. That game is coming up around 9 p.m. tomorrow night. But let's leave that gist, guys, and talk proper, what really concerns the national team. Of course, with Eric Shaw still getting some looking from ex-internationals who are continuing to weigh in their opinions about how they feel that Coach Eric Shaw should run the Super Eagles, or should handle the team, handle the boys, and try to get the best results from, from the team for games coming up next month. So among the latest guys to have now, offered their opinions is MUTIU Adekboju, who is, of course, a legend, a living legend. I'm sure a lot of us know about him, a living legend of the Super Eagles. So he has now weighed into the situation, and for him, he feels that the biggest thing that Kujarek Shaw needs to learn or to get his hand around with the boys is to be able to manage the stars. He believes that the Super Eagles is full of stars. All of them are big boys, respectively in their different clubs. And when you have so many big boys, the issue could be uh, how do you manage these big boys? How do you manage their ego? How do you gain their respect? How do you command them? And then get them to play together cohesively. So this is what Mutia Adepoju believes that can get this Super Eagles team to click, and that's what he has urged Coach Eric Shell to try and find out how to manage this talent that he has. So in his own words, he said Eric Shaw has a lot to do in terms of managing the players because they are all big players in their own rights, but he has to put all of these resources together. So aside from Mutiu Adepoju, we also had a Nigerian Super Eagles veteran goalkeeper by the name Greg Etafia. He has now, said something extensive regarding how Coach Eric Shaw should get results from the team. And for him, he thinks that Coach Eric Shaw is in the right track, is in the right direction as it is right now. He is impressed by the fact that Coach Eric Shaw took out his time to go to this, to go to Europe and visit these players in their respective clubs. He believes that is very much needed for him to get connected and familiarize himself with the boys, before he calls them to camp and then starts to train them. I'm just going to read out his words here so it will be really clear. The former goalkeeper said, for the coach to go visit the players, I think it's a good thing. He continues, I think trying to familiarize himself with the players, especially the established ones, since he cannot reach out to everyone but the ones closer to each other in terms of location, is a good thing. But he has to try as much as possible to stamp his authority on the team generally in terms of style of play and winning games, which is the most important thing. The first thing is for him to bring out the desire of the players to play for the national team, which is very important. So, Etafia, obviously, hitting some important points here, talking about bringing out the desires in the Super Eagles players to want to play, to want to fight for the shirt, to want to get victory for Nigeria, which is obviously a very important aspect. And then talking about authority, that Coach Akshay needs to stamp his authority, needs to make them understand that he is the boss, without hurting them or without bringing them down. There's a way that he can achieve that, make them know that he's in charge, but also respecting them, for who they are and things like that.